Founded in 1954 by D. David Abrams and Madeline Abrams, MEGO focused mostly on dime store toys until Abrams' son, Martin, took the helm in 1971. 1 year later, Martin Abrams secured the license to create toys for both DC Comics and Marvel Comics, and MEGO soon became famous for producing 8-inch action figures, specifically their world's greatest superheroes line. Kids everywhere created their own superhero adventures with Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, and Captain America action figures, to name just a few. In 1974, MEGO also began producing 8-inch Planet of the Apes figures based on the popular movie franchise. Some of the characters produced were Cornelius, Dr. Zaius, Zira, and even an astronaut destined to be stranded on the hostile planet ruled by apes. After years of success producing action figures, MEGO began to struggle financially, and by 1983, the company had officially gone under. But wait, there's more! In 2009, Martin Abrams announced that his company, AGE, had reclaimed the rights to the MEGO trademark, and not long after, the company revealed plans to re-enter the action figure market. Geared mostly to collectors and lifelong fans, MEGO was once again claiming store shelf space with a new line of Star Trek, celebrities, superheroes, and most importantly, monster action figures, which we'll be looking at this episode. Hey Monster Kids, welcome to Monster Kid Studios. On this episode, we're going to take a look at some of the brand new Universal Monsters action figures released by MEGO Toys. We've got a bunch of them in here at Monster Kid Studios, so let's see what we've got. The very first one we picked up was the Lagoon endorsed Dracula action figure. This is a fantastic sculpt. It looks amazing. This action figure sculpt reminds me a lot of Dr. Lejos from Abbott and Costello Meets Frankenstein, maybe the older Lagoon, but when you look close at it, it's just fantastic. I mean, it's Lagoon all over the place, and MEGO did a great job with this action figure. This was one of the first ones released. There's actually another version with a red cape that we don't have yet, but I plan on getting it in here to Monster Kid Studios very, very soon. Next, they came out with the first version of the Frankenstein monster. This is him right here. You can see the green skin. Now, this is more of a generic Frankenstein's monster, kind of a Glenn Strange look to him. Not so much Karloff. But, of course, if you're a monster fan, you had to have it. I had to have it. Here it is. Next up, they didn't come out with the Lon Chaney werewolf, but they did come out with the face of the screaming werewolf, which is really cool. He's got the flannel shirt and tore up clothes. And it's endorsed by Chaney Entertainment. Another great action figure. Now, things started to get real after those three came out. And MEGO introduced Lon Chaney as a Phantom of the Opera. Fantastic. Look at this. This is probably one of my favorite ones. It's in the top two, and you'll see the other one later. But this is endorsed also by Chaney Entertainment, and the sculpt on this is just fantastic. I mean, it's just a beautiful action figure. And that's the Phantom. Now, just when you thought you were safe, they gave us the Mask of the Red Death. Phantom of the Opera action. Look at the beautiful clothes on. Look at the colors on this thing. That bright white skull. Phenomenal. Now, those two got you ready for the real deal, because then MEGO turned right around and they gave us an actual Karloff Frankenstein's monster. If you look here, look at that face. That's Karloff. It's written all over him. What a great sculpt. It's a beautiful action figure. Marty Abrams should be very proud. Look at this thing. Had to have it. And then, so he wouldn't be lonely, MEGO did us all a favor, and they gave us the bride. We all know, us Monster Kids, that that relationship was short-lived, was doomed to failure, but there she is in all her glory. Now, this is the green-faced version of the bride. I saw a white-faced version as well, which we plan on getting very soon here at Monster Kid Studios. So there's Frankenstein's monster and the bride. Beautiful. Elsa Lanchester. Look at that. Fantastic. On the back of these things, I didn't mention, there's some really cool graphics. Look at this. On the back, you have a close-up of Karloff as the monster. On the back of this, you have the bride as she's being created. Amazing. And then, my favorite of all time, the creature from the Black Lagoon. This is just fantastic. It's a cloth outfit, but the chest plate, the head, the hands, the feet are all in hard plastic. And I think he just looks fantastic. The costume, I mean, the packaging, I think, could use an improvement. Could have been a little bit more eye-catching. But it's the creature, so you can't go wrong. We actually got 2 of these things in here because I wanted to, monkey around with one of them. I wanted to play with one. I'll always be 10. So, yeah, there's the creature in all his glory. I was never so happy. Now, MEGO has plans to produce a 14-inch version of the creature, which will be coming out shortly. Of course, the price point will probably be double what these are. As a matter of fact, I think it is. But a 14-inch creature, come on, well worth it. They're also producing a 14-inch version of Dracula and the Frankenstein monster, I believe. So keep an eye out for them. Next, we had another Karloff, Frankenstein's monster. This is the Son of Frankenstein version. He's wearing the wool sweater that Igor made for him. Very cool. And again, the big close-up of Karloff as the monster. So we have the Son of Frankenstein. And then lastly, the last one we got in here at Monster Kid Studios was the Wolfman. Now this is a lot different than the face of the Screaming Werewolf. This sculpt actually looks a lot like the Bendham's Wolfman and some earlier versions of Wolfman action figures, but very cool nonetheless. That's just a great looking Wolfman. I hope they come out with another one. I'd like to see a version that looks a lot more like Cheney, maybe even a Larry Talbot action figure, because we have that with the Sideshow Toys produced one, but nobody else has ever bothered it that I know of. So it would be kind of cool if you had both. You had Talbot and the Wolfman. Now those being fantastic were great. When they started coming out, we had to have them all here at Monster Kid Studios, or it wouldn't be Monster Kid Studios. But what really geeked me out was when they started re-releasing the Planet of the Apes action figures. Now I had all these things when I was 10 years old. I had the treehouse, the whole 9 yards, and I played with these things endlessly. And I had some of them for years as I got older, but they started to just deteriorate and fall apart and everything. And I think Zaius was the last one that survived. I don't know what happened to him. But here, hey, I have him again, thanks to MEGO. This is Cornelius. I mean, come on, right? I mean, it looks exactly like the one from the 70s, except for the fact that his hands are darker and maybe his complexion's a little darker. I think they might have done that just to differentiate this one from the originals, but that's okay. I mean, here I am. I got him again. All these years later, I've got Cornelius, and I've got Dr. Zaius. There he is. Look at him. And as we all know, the forbidden zone was once a paradise. There he is. Dr. Zaius, Maurice Evans. It's just fantastic. The difference with him is the hands are like orangey, and his skin complexion's a little darker as well on his face. As far as I can tell, that's about it. The costume looks spot on. And they got a great graphic of Zaius on the back and Cornelius on this one. So, I mean, I'm in heaven right now when it comes to being an old school monster kid, because to see these things coming out again, they're producing Caesar from Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, I think, is next. And if they throw a General Ursus at me, or maybe a Chuck Heston figure, the astronaut, that would be fantastic. A little Bright Eyes action. I could live with that. So we'll see what MEGO has in store for us next. Stay tuned to their website. Keep checking your toy stores online to see if, what's coming up, what pre-orders are available. We just pre-ordered, actually, the Universal Monsters version of the Mummy. MEGO came out with a Mummy figure early on, but it wasn't Universal Monsters. It wasn't Karloff related. But this new one looks just like Karloff from the Mummy. It's awesome. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait. It's supposed to deliver sometime in June. We've already pre-ordered it. When we get it, we'll show it to you. So, hey, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for joining me here at the all-new Monster Kid Studios to check out these awesome MEGO action figures. And go out and get yourself some. Here they are. If you like the show, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for alerts. Hit that like button and leave some comments below. I'll see you next time.